Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today on location, y'all. I'm at Home Depot. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. Coming to you today with the review for Love and Hip Hop. Nope. Love and Marriage, Huntsville. You guys, my head is all over the place. I'm distracted. You guys know that makes my videos be craziness. So anyway, you guys, the review for Love and Marriage, Huntsville, Season 3, Episode 7. So let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show opens with the fellas. Remember, they're at Black. They're having the celebration for the kids, but the kids aren't there. Martell is explaining to everybody that he doesn't really love the girl. Well, you know what? He says that he loves everybody when they ask him if he loves old girl, the side chick. He says he loves everybody, you know? And I mean, he never comes clean about how he feels about the girl. Obviously, he feels something for her. He's given up his whole life for her, you know. Wasn't willing to let it go. So there's definitely some feelings there, but he won't say. Okay. One of the fellas was like, yeah, it's different though, you know, because I love my kids. I love my wife differently. And he was like, yeah, because you have sex with her. That Martell, he's such a fucking caveman. He's just stupid. Like, yeah, maybe you could say they're intimate. It doesn't have to always be about sex, but I don't know if anybody's broken that to Martell yet. Then he gonna have the nerve to tell us that he doesn't want to be with Melody. He doesn't want to get back with her because he doesn't think that they're compatible. Oh, well, I mean, they did get married. Seemed to be happy at one time, you know, but now he's saying, no, they're not compatible. They're just going to co-parent. And, you know, the only way that they could get back together is if the good Lord Jesus himself came back down and made it happen. So now that we got that straight, you don't love her or whatever. Okay, then is it a hot boy summer? And one of them was like, the nigga didn't put on 20 pounds of muscle. Don't it look like it's hot boy summer? It's always hot boy summer, winter, spring, and fall for Martell, okay? I thought it was interesting when you know, they were talking about the fact that, what's Tiffany's husband's name? The big Oompa Loomp. Every time I look at him, he just look like, I keep on trying to figure out who he reminds me of. Is it Barry White? It's somebody, y'all, you know, titties. Not that that's anything wrong with titties and stuff, you know. That's grown man body and all, but something about him is just, he got hips. Anyway, they're like, you got married for a second time, you know, would you do it again? And you know, Marcel was just like, yeah, there's no other options. It's just stay married, okay? My feelings is that if something were to happen between me and Mr., or if, you know, God forbid, if something happened, Mr. wasn't here anymore, I absolutely would not ever get married again, no. At this age, getting to know somebody like that, where you trust them and all of that, and then having to still go through the growing pains of getting married, hell the fuck no. We can be in love and we can be having a good time and all that, but marriage is definitely no. I'm just no. One and done for your girl. So that's what the fellas is talking about outside. Now inside, honey, Wanda is doing her job. Let me tell you something about Wanda. That damn Wanda, first of all, Wanda is always 50-50. You know, she be 50% right, and then she be 50% wrong. Okay, she be 100% messed up in her delivery, but Wanda does her job. Wanda is the reason why so much commotion goes on this show. If this episode didn't prove it to you guys, and you ain't watching the same show I'm watching, okay? So yeah, you gotta love Wanda and you gotta hate her. I don't think that I know anybody that carries the bone quite like Wanda does. I mean, she even carries the bone more so than Sheree does, okay? She just gonna say it. She just gonna say it, all right? So... And I know that they realize that they need Wanda for that fact, but child, I don't know how they do it. Anyway, so they inside talking. Melody is explaining to the girls how Wanda be following old girl, the side chick, you know, and liking her pictures and everything. And Wanda was like, let me tell you something. I'm not you and Martell's friend. I know you guys. All right. And Wanda had a point there, but still, you know, it's still too close. She was saying how she can follow who she want. Now, Latisha is y'all friend and Latisha don't follow the girl. All right. But Wanda feels like she can do it. Wanda still is messy for doing it, but I still get Wanda's point. And so Destiny jumps in and was like, so you supporting, you know, you following this girl that broke up this family. And she was like, Martell's broke up this family. You know, you guys got it messed up. Oh, yes, a dose of reality. Like I said, 50% right, right? So she was just like, no, you can't put that on the girl. That's on Martell. And Destiny says that's true, but still she's not going to support that other person, you know. And Wanda was just like, well, you know, you got low self-esteem. That sounds like low self-esteem. Destiny gets into a confrontation with Wanda. Wanda gonna hold her own. Latisha not there. What happened to Latisha? Wasn't she there at one point? Was she gone all of a sudden? Is she with the boys? Destiny says she know that her and Melody in this weird spot, but still she not gonna let Miss Wanda, you know, just be running her mouth like this. Honey, you ain't letting Miss Wanda do nothing. Miss Wanda gets to handling shit all on her own. So Melody was like, well, let me tell you ladies something at this table. If your man was trying to cheat with somebody, you ain't got to worry about me following them, supporting them, saying anything on their page or nothing. As a matter of fact, you better hope that when I see him, I don't punch him in the throat. Then Wanda going to hit her with the, I can see you and my tails back together. Did I tell y'all that shit before? I can definitely see it happening. I don't know if it will happen, but I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't. You know, Melody was just like, well, you must be God or something. Melody then tells her, you know what, Miss Wanda? What I have a problem with is the older ladies telling the younger girls that they need to stay in a relationship when the person is cheating and it is toxic and it is tearing them apart, it's killing them inside. And Wanda was just like, well, what was killing you inside? And she was just like, it was killing me inside. And she was like, okay, so for 5 years you was getting killed inside. I could see if it was just 1 year. And she was just like, I was not with him for 5 years when he was cheating. She was like, okay, so it wasn't 5. Well, what is it, 3? Okay, yeah, 3. Okay, so you was with him for 3 years. She said, well, it was on and off. Like, I thought it was over and then he would be cheating again and I'd find out. Okay, so this shit got a little like, Wanda was just like, that nigga been cheating for 5 years. Melody knew it. She chose to turn her, you know, the blind eye on that mug, and she not gonna sit here and make it seem like it. She said, so he wasn't cheating for 5 years. She said, no. She said, okay. I was cracking up because you could tell with that, okay, that shit got under Melody's skin. I'm sitting there thinking like, Miss Wanda, let it go. Okay, but like I said, she's doing her job, okay? Now, you either gonna have her on the show as the new executive producing, so you already know what the lady coming with. When Wanda's trying to convince everybody that Melody is, you know, up here lying, you know, Melody's like, what the fuck what do I look like? Ooh, why would I be with somebody? Why would I be lying? Like, what is wrong with you? And Destiny was like, okay, it's time to go. Okay. Melody is yelling and screaming and saying how disrespectful that Wanda is, Miss Wanda is, which is true. She is quite the disrespectful one. I don't even know if the lady realizes it though. And she was just like, every time I try to give Miss Wanda some respect, but if she gonna keep on talking, then she gonna get these lips and I'm gonna keep on talking smack to her. I could feel how Melody was feeling. You know, that Wanda is frustrating. So she gets on out of the place. You know, Marceau was trying to stop her and she was just like, I got to go. And so when Melody leaves, okay, insert Kimmy. All right. And then Kimmy and Miss Wanda have this whole conversation. And then this is really when Miss Wanda really gets on the 50% wrong, because bottom line is Miss Wanda has been listening to the shit that Latisha has been telling her. She has somehow crisscrossed it in her mind to thinking that she has actually seen Kimmy talk bad about Latisha. I've never seen Kimmy talk bad about Latisha on social media. Granted, I just started watching the show this season. I mean, you know, I just started reviewing it this season, but I did go back and watch the last 2 seasons, and I actually went on the Love and Marriage Huntsville IG and really scrolled through and read a lot of the shit that's going on there. I mean, they could have gotten rid of some comments, but I still don't think that Kimmy, you know, Kimmy was just like, look, when did you see it? Tell me what you saw. Okay, and Wanda's like, I seen a whole bunch of stuff. You know, she always got to put an S on it. I seen a whole bunch of stuff. She's like, but tell me what you saw. Okay, tell me what you see. I sees it. Okay, well then what? Tell me what you see. Tell me what the fuck you see. Okay, Wanda was just like, you know what it is. And she was like, no, it don't matter what I know. You tell me what you see. We go back and forth with that. Kimmy is screaming at her like, listen, you can't say it because you ain't never saw it. I have never done anything. I realize that Latisha is very, very sensitive. That's the reason why I haven't said a lot of things to her. Okay, but Latisha requires a lot out of me that she ain't gonna get. Okay, and she doesn't even return that. So that's why she don't get it. So Miss Wanda and Kimmy is going back and forth. Did you guys see when Miss Wanda's eyes kind of went to the side? It was like the production was just like, okay, wrap that shit up. Like, how long you gonna sit here and argue with Kimmy and you ain't even got no proof of the shit that you saying? Like, let it go. So then she was just like, and that's all I got to say. You did your job, girl. You earned your check today, okay? And Miss Wanda wrapped that shit on up and went on outside that door, and she was laughing to herself like, boy, I sure got them bitches upset today, didn't I? And went on about her business. Oh yes, you guys, Miss Wanda does what she needs to do, and we ain't even done with Miss Wanda. Then you guys, let's have the conversation about this EP. I said, Melody is really gonna make a thing out of this, huh? I just thought that was something cute she decided to do, but I guess Miss Melody said, honey, she about to get this singing career off this hook, okay? So, yeah, you know, I'm about to break out my EP, Side Chick of the Year Award, and I was just like, girl, you gonna ride that shit on to the... I'm not mad, but damn, do you guys want a whole EP, 5 songs of, you know, the shit about her and Martell? She say that Martell seems to think that this album is about them, okay, and so do the rest of us, but I mean, Melody is saying that it's not. This is just, you know, some creative creative expression of her and some writers, and girl, please. So anyway, we see her in the studio. I think you're so uncool. I think you're so uncouth. You be acting like... Wait a minute. I think you're so uncool. I think you're so uncouth. You be acting like a... You be acting like a fool. You be acting like a fool. Let me get the cadence right. Hold on, y'all. I think you're so uncool. I think you're so uncool. You be acting like a fool, and all my friends be roasting you. Let me sing it one more time for y'all. I think you're so uncool. I think you're so uncool. You be acting like a fool, and all my friends be roasting you. I was like, well, that's depth, bitch. I'm telling you, they dug deep when they wrote those lyrics there. I was like, boy, the meaning. All my friends be roasting you. Woo, that melody is that melody is something else, y'all. Side Chick of the Year Award is coming to y'all soon. Anyway, while she's in there singing, Destiny walks into the studio, and you know, she's like, that is my jam, girl. I love that song. Okay. Oh, you like it? I know, I love it so much too. Okay. And then they sit down. And we have a conversation about what happened at Black the other day. Oh my God, Miss Wanda. Me and Latisha, you know, we finally trying to get our friendship together. And I just hope that Miss Wanda don't, you know, put a strain on that. Okay. Oh, honey, it's Miss Wanda's job to fuck that up. Although Latisha does well on her own as well. Destiny is like, well, what was all going on with Tiffany over there? You know, I feel bad for her. I saw she was crying. And, you know, Melody was like, well... You know, Maurice and Kimmy was upset about the whole vaping thing with Monster, okay? And really it all boiled down to the fact that Kimmy didn't know, and, you know, she had to basically find out this information from the streets, you know, and it just wasn't really the appropriate time for her to say that. And Destiny was like, well, isn't this something, okay? If she would have had a sidebar with Kimmy about that, if she would have had a sidebar with me about it, then damn it, we probably wouldn't be in this mess either, okay? But that's neither here nor there, you know. So anyway, Melody, of course, she's caping for her girl, you know, just saying how she's just, you know, a good person and she wouldn't do that, you know, that she just talks. And Destiny was like, yeah, because she probably feels a little bit too comfortable and doesn't really have the ability to read the room, okay? And she was just like, well, yeah, she did. She felt really bad, and that's why she was crying. She understood what Maurice and Kimmy and Kiowa was saying, okay? And Destiny was like, well, she didn't feel like that about my thing. And Melody was like, that's because you was aggressive. And she was just like, Melody gonna keep on throwing out this word aggressive when I'm really not being aggressive. I'm just trying to stick up for myself, like, damn. And so she's trying to explain that to Melody, and Melody was like, no, you was aggressive. And then we get the flashbacks of them having a conversation. I don't really think that she was being aggressive. Let me think. She was being sarcastic, so some people could probably say that was passive aggressive. I'll give Melody that, okay? But Melody was making it seem like she was like arguing and fighting like that, you know, and she really wasn't. But I won't excuse it for Destiny. She was being sort of passive aggressive and all of that. But yet and still, Melody was as well. So we was matching aggression for aggressions. So Melody, I think, was having this conversation with Destiny, and she was kind of being she was being very condescending to her when she was just like, you know, I just sat there and I let you get that off your chest because we are real friends and I didn't want to get into no back and forth with you. And Destiny was like, okay, so you let me get it off my chest, but did you understand what I was saying? And Melody again was like, it was hard to understand, you know, what you were saying past the aggression. And I was just like, Destiny and Melody ain't gonna make it through this season. I mean, I think that's apparent already that Destiny and Melody are tolerating each other, but their friendship is on the line. Like, the relationship is not what it used to be. And I think it's because Destiny is a strong personality, so is Melody. And the way that Kimmy just lets Melody be Melody, and the way that Latisha is just dumb and, you know, can't even go toe to toe with Melody, Destiny is a different person. Strong and not going to let Melody run her over like that. So it's gonna be a mess there. So there's some tension there. So Destiny was like, I just hope that you're gonna fight for me the same way that you fight, you know, for Tiffany. And she was just like, just like a mother bear knows her cubs, I know my friends, and most of them don't need anything like that, but there are some that are a little bit more sensitive, so stop it. And Destiny was like, well, you might not see my sensitive side. That don't mean that I don't need you to fight for me. And she was just like, I can be a little bit more aware of how my friends are feeling. Miss Aggression. And she was like, no, Miss Destiny. And she was like, Miss Destiny. Yeah, like I said, them two was eyeing each other and all of that. And, you know, it was a little smirk there. But very easily, that little smirk can turn upside down. So we gonna see how long it takes for Destiny and Melody's little friendship to finally implode. Now, Tiffany, you know, this conversation with Tiffany and her husband was unnecessary because, Tiffany, you was wrong. So I'm not going to even give Tiffany the time that, you know, she needs for her segment, because what it boils down to, I'm giving a whole bunch of boiling downs to y'all today. What it boils down to you is that Tiffany was wrong. She shouldn't have said what she said, not only about Maurice's kid, but also about what went on with Destiny and her, you know, her husband and the girl or whatever. She shouldn't have said it, okay? So you can't be mad at Maurice, and even though I did feel like they was doing extra, all right? And maybe they did feel like, you know, they were embarrassed, so they had to put extra on at 20 on 10, but really you still was wrong, and you shouldn't have said it. Okay, so if they wanted to keep on going on and on and on, you know, to prove a point, even if it was for the cameras, oh, the fuck what? You shouldn't have said it. You should not have done that. Okay, and I was sitting there listening to her husband like, you know, you said what you said and it was wrong and everything, but the intentions wasn't there, and, you know, I'm only gonna sit around a little bit longer, you know, because I was just like, how many times, like, damn, he came, we walked in and he was like, can I talk to you? I was like, damn, can I get me a drink? I was just like, so I guess we gonna hold on to this and we gonna take it, you know, further. Tiffany and her husband against Maurice and Kimmy. It ain't really nothing. I think it's done now. At least as far as Kimmy is concerned, Kaya would look like she's straight. And, you know, Maurice might be doing more because Maurice is just Maurice. But ain't nobody fixing to sit here and listen to Tiffany and her husband, okay? Because y'all was just wrong. You got called out on it, and then you felt like some damn kids when you got called on it, okay? And you made her cry and all of this. Oh, well. You know, so it's just like, moving on. I don't care about no damn Tiffany and her husband. Then we see Martell. He got a new business partner. Mr. Man named Fred. Okay, Fred, good looking. There's a whole bunch of good looking men on these shows, child. I mean, there's a lot of them. Anyway, this is his new business partner. Like I said, this one got the building license and the construction license and all of that too. Martell then hooked up with him with somebody else that, you know, he knows that he can get the job done. Okay, so this is his new Melody. So, you know, they're talking and he was saying how, you know, they were able to hook up because, you know, Martell has his expertise and, you know, like I said, the guy has the licenses and all, you know, so the guy needed Martell. And I was like, Martell look like you need him more than he needs you, because you can have all the expertise you want, but you can't build nothing without him. Okay. So while they talking, he's telling the guy how He didn't have a builder's license. You know, Melody, like they said, was the brains, he was the brawn. So even though he knew how to do everything, I mean, he on the job training and everything, he failed the test. And the guy was just shaking his head like, I can't believe it. With everything that you knew, you failed the test. And he was just like, yeah, Melody just studied for it, never been on the job, passed the license, and, you know, passed the test. And then he didn't think nothing of it because they're married. So that's fine. She had a license. It's Holt and Holt. You know, so, and Holt Building or whatever the hell the name of the company was. So they were able to still do what they needed to do. But you always got to have that paperwork right, y'all, because see what happens is you don't never know. Your marriage might not last. That license do though. So when they broke up, and who had the damn license? Mel. Who's still moving on and building shit? Mel. Okay, and he can't do it. So now it's time for Martell to open his eyes, okay, and really get serious and do what he needs to do, right? And that's what the guy is trying to tell him, like, you know, that way you get your license, you do what you have to do, so nobody can ever take that away from you. It'll be yours, okay? And Martell realizes that too. So it looks like the guy is in his corner and trying to be supportive and all. Sometimes we just got to learn the hard way, you guys. I say that about my kids all the time, like Martell is my kid. But I do say, like, you can keep on telling people over and over. They ain't gonna figure it out until the shit happens to them. So anyway, while they're talking, Martell tells them how the 47 acres, okay, or 4 and 7, is it 4 and 7? Is it 47? It sounded like he was saying 4 and 7 yesterday, but I've always thought it was 47 acres. Anyway, child, that Martell done snuck in the back fucking door. And now you know how his boy Chris was trying to have it so that Melody was gonna build on that lot. Well, Martell went and spoke with the developers, and the developer was like, and talked the developer into letting Martell and this guy Fred handle the building there, since Fred has a license. And so they said okay. All right, so now I don't know if Melody and Chris know this yet, but this is gonna be an issue. Okay, and it also brings about the question of, did the developers say that they didn't want Martell, or did Chris not want to deal with Martell any longer? Okay, so I see a whole lot of shit arising from this, but honey, that Martell was like, bitch, you ain't fixing to take, you ain't fixing to take this work from me. Now, I don't even know if Melody really felt like she wanted to build on there. I think this is more a beef that he has with Chris, but Melody is gonna get in it because obviously Chris had asked Mel. So I was just like, oh, Martell ain't that stupid, huh? He went to put on his nice suit, the one that was a little looser, and went talk to them damn developers and got that damn job. So I was just like, oh, we gonna see how this turns out. But strike one for Martell. He won that little battle, didn't he? And lastly, you guys, we see Miss Wanda about to have this conversation with her daughter. Let me tell you about your friends. I tried to get Martell and Melody back together again. And she was just like, why would you try to get them back together again? And she was just like, because they know they want to be back together. If everybody just get their ass off of social media. I was like, Miss Wanda, I've been saying that every fucking video. Every damn video. So she was just like, Mel was mad at me for being friends with the side chick. And you know, Latisha was just like, well, I feel like the ladies feel like that, you know, on that one. Like, you know, you shouldn't be friends with her because she's the one that's just cheating with Martell. And it's just, you know, it's just not a good look. It's not a good look, you know, especially with her being friends with Melody. Miss Wanda proceeds to retell what happened when Latisha wasn't there, tell the story wrong, as only Miss Wanda can. She got a problem with Destiny. She got a problem with Kimmy. She even says that Kimmy told her to shut the fuck up. I said, now, Miss Wanda, you know that damn Kimmy did not say that to you, okay? Latisha was just like, what? That's rude. Latisha, now you know Kimmy wouldn't say that to your mother. But Wanda was saying how Kimmy was taking Melody's side, and you know, she was telling her how they always be ganging up on Latisha and all that, and Latisha was just like, listen, if Kimmy want to take Melody's side, then that's fine. Let her take her side, you know, because Latisha is like, I am woman, hear me roar, okay? She ain't studying them girls, you know. She is not insecure. She is a strong black woman. She don't listen to that gossip and all the things people be saying, none of that. She not 14, she gonna be 40 this year, you know what? She know how to handle her business. She know how to handle her shit. Like, she don't let none of that bother her, okay? When Wanda get to telling her about Marceau bringing the damn chocolate in a bottle wine to Melody, Latisha sits there and tells her mom, oh yeah, because Marcel wants Melody to be like the ambassador, the face of the brand, you know, for the wine, okay? So that's probably why he would give her the wine. But Miss Wanda made it seem like, you know, he had then went up to her and put his arm around her, kissed her on the back of her neck, okay, and handed her the bottle and was just like, we gonna get together later. None of this shit happened. So, you know, like I said, Latisha says she ain't worried about it and everything, but she gonna have to ask Marceau about it. I was like, well, what you gotta ask him for? You just said that the girl is the damn ambassador, and you know good and fucking well Melody ain't trying to be with Marceau. Okay, or vice versa. Marceau walks in. Okay, Carlos sent him on in. And Marceau is just like, hey, what's going on? And, you know, Miss Wanda was like, oh, hell no. This nigga in here. Let's get this conversation going. So this scene was actually very hard to watch because I was just like, Latisha, you making a fool of yourself. Okay. She was just like, my mom said that you gave Melody, you know, some wine, some chocolate, some of the chocolate wine. And, you know, I'm just trying to ask you, was that true? And he was just like, what? And she was just like, did you give her this wine? You know, did you meet up with her and give it to her? Or did you give it to her in front of everybody else? And he was just like, I'm not answering that. Okay. Then he was like, okay, first of all, let me just ask you, what if I did? The whole time that Latisha's trying to get this story straight with her man, Miss Wanda, the peanut gallery in the background, talking, oh, you know what, that he did, yeah, and you know you did what you did, and so he is just like, oh my God. So Latisha is just trying to get from him, did you meet up with her, or did you get it, you know, did you just give it to her at the party? And he was just like, I'm not answering that, because if you don't know the answer to that right now, then you know what, this marriage is nothing. And I didn't blame him. Like, I'm not fixing to answer no stupid ass question like that. You know, I ain't meeting her in no clandestine alleys, you know, being all romantical. Latisha, stop it. Okay. So then when she grabbed his face, I said, girl, let me tell you something. Now, I don't know how Marceau is, but I'm going to tell you, Mister would have had a fucking problem. He'd have been like, cut these fucking cameras. Now, you're not going to sit here and grab my fucking face like I'm a child. You know, she's like, talk to me. Look me in my eye and tell me if you... Girl, that would have been a big-ass argument. Like, that is so disrespectful. This man is grown. You grabbing his face and all of that. He was just like, I'm not answering it. Okay? And why is your fucking mama here? You know? Miss Wanda over there talking about his side babies and whatever. And he was just like, yeah, I don't have no side babies, but maybe I need a side grandma. And she was just like, I ain't no side grandma. Your mama is I said, oh Lord, not his mama. And you see how he almost kind of had to bite his tongue on that one. But Latisha jumped in and she was just like, wait a minute. You are being disrespectful. You disrespectful to him, to me, to my house, okay, my kids. You know, I got daughters and I don't need them to be hearing no lies about. And I was just like, okay, so how does this work? You want Wanda to come in, you tell her all of this bullshit, and then when she says what she thinks, how it interprets in her damn mind, when she says what she says, if she goes too far, now all of a sudden you upset. She was like, every time you come around, you burn down the house. And Wanda was just like, well, I mean, that's what y'all told me to do, right? Martell was like, why is she here? And, you know, Latisha is so upset. And I was just like, girl, you done created this. Listen, this show, I keep telling you guys, Marcel and Latisha has problems. All right. Nobody is denying that. But they don't have problems to the point where their marriage should be over. Yes, Marceau is an asshole. Yes, he's not supportive in certain ways. Yes, you guys that ain't married and, you know, sometimes you just don't realize that there are things that you just have to put up with. It's a work in progress. Okay. I just honestly don't think that they were there. They were not at that point. But this fucking show is going to fuck up their marriage, because Latisha, I still can't really figure out if she just be playing the game for the show. I really hope that that's what the situation is, and that she don't really be believing the shit that she says. Now, she got emotional and she almost looked like she was about to start crying, and she was just like, I'm not doing this no more. I'm going in the house or whatever. And Marceau was trying to stop her and all, you know, and I was just like, girl, if he's cheating, we still don't have proof of that. Nobody has surfaced so far. You know, I know that people keep saying it's some hairstylist and all of that. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, you're gonna fuck up your marriage. behind this damn show. It's not worth it. Okay. Yes, if you have some legitimate reasons to be reacting the way that you are, that's one thing. But for you to be making up problems like this, it ain't a good look, girl. You gonna fuck up your marriage. You and your ignorant ass mama. All right, you guys, let me get off of here. I gotta do power real fast, and then I got to run in Home Depot. You guys, make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.